She was the queen who never wanted the crown, the bride who shocked a king, and the only wife who survived Henry VIII. But the truth behind Anne of Cleves isn't what you learned in school. This is the real story of the woman who beat the Tudor Game of Thrones. In 1539, Europe was a powder keg. England stood isolated. Henry VIII needed an alliance, and fast. His ministers turned to a German duchy, Cleves. And Anne? Just a quiet, pious young woman, caught in the middle of power games. She didn't speak English. She didn't know the court. And yet, she was about to become Queen of England. But before she even met Henry, something went wrong. Henry, obsessed with romantic fantasy, disguised himself to test Anne's affection. Anne didn't recognize him. She didn't flirt. She didn't bow. Historians now believe Anne was actually quite attractive, by the standards of her time. So was this personal or political sabotage? On January 6, 1540, the wedding went ahead. But the marriage never truly began. Henry claimed he couldn't perform. Blamed Anne, said she smelled bad, even claimed she had unmaidenly features. But there's no evidence she did anything wrong. The truth? Henry simply didn't desire her and wanted out. Behind Anne's back, Henry launched an investigation. Doctors, courtiers, spies, all trying to find a reason, any reason, to end the marriage without war. Anne had no idea, until she was summoned and told, "The king never consummated the marriage. You are not his true wife." She could have protested, fought, claimed her crown, but instead, she said 2 words, "I agree." And just like that, Anne gave up her title as queen. But what did she get in return? More than anyone expected. A lavish estate, a huge income, her own servants, and a new title, the king's beloved sister. She became one of the richest women in England, with 0 political pressure. And her head still attached. Compare that to the fates of Henry's other wives? Catherine Howard, beheaded. Anne Boleyn, beheaded. Catherine of Aragon, exiled. Anne of Cleves? She walked away, smiling. But all that freedom came with a cost. Anne was lonely. She wasn't allowed to remarry. She was often used for royal PR, shown off when needed, forgotten the rest of the time. And when Mary I took the throne, suspicion fell on Anne again, for simply being Protestant. She kept her head down, played the long game, but history barely remembered her. She died in 1557, the last surviving wife of Henry VIII, buried quietly in Westminster Abbey. No royal ceremony, no public grief, just a whisper of a life that outlasted an empire. Anne of Cleves is often mocked, misunderstood, called dull, plain, forgettable, but behind that quiet face, a survivor, a strategist, a woman who escaped Henry VIII's wrath and walked away with her dignity. She may not have worn the crown for long, but in the game of Tudor survival, Anne of Cleves won.